I know that's been addressed, but what has been said about that?
We just didn't do a good enough job of executing as an offense. At the same time, give credit to Rutgers for making halftime adjustments and not allowing us to do what we wanted on offense. But at the same time, we have to do a lot better. Executing our plays plays to be made. We did. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. So, we just got to be better, focus better, and move forward.
What do you think about Raekwon? I think got up after the game and said, "Hey, feel good about the win. Don't necessarily feel good about the performance."
Yeah, and there's a lot of truth there. There's a lot to be said about that. There's leaders on this team that are stepping up and saying and seeing the potential in this team and understanding that what we put on the field wasn't up to our standards. And we just have to be better as not only on offense, not only on defense, but as a whole team. And it's being addressed and hopefully we come hungry and prepared this week.
This is going to be a week where you need to maximize potential.
Absolutely, and we had talked about it right after practice. This is going to be a week where depth is important, and we're going to need a whole bunch of guys to step up and help us make plays in order to come out on top.
You got some snaps against Ohio State last year. Being a Cincinnati kid, is this one like anything special?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to go back home, go back to Ohio and play. It's my first time, playing there. But at the same time, it's just another game. Just another game in a big environment. And it's all about just staying cool, staying calm, and worrying about the next play.
Do you know guys on their team? Do you know a few there?
Yeah, there's a couple. Off the top of my head, I can think of 3 or 4 guys that I had played against throughout my high school career.
This is a cliche question, but 5 games into the season, just where do you feel you are in terms of your performances? I don't know if you grade it or if you think about it that way, but how do you feel like you've kind of progressed so far this season?
I think as the weeks have gone on, I think I've gotten better. I think I've gotten more confident, and just taking what the defense has been giving me. And, I feel a lot more confident at the beginning of the year. I played last year, but I only started in 4 games. So I think as the season has rolled on, I've faced more defenses and seen different looks. I've gotten a lot more confident. So yeah.
Are there differences in maybe the way you approach the position or preparing or anything kind of week to week, maybe from a year ago, other than just the natural being more experienced? Maybe some stuff is just a little bit more old habit.
Yeah, last year I wouldn't say I really knew how to prepare, how to watch film as well as I do this year. And I talk about that a lot. I talk about the film room a lot, and I've done a good job of getting with Coach Sheridan and getting kind of a regimented plan, a regimented routine in every single week, in watching film and preparing and watching certain things based on distance, third downs, whatever it is on certain days. And I think that's helped me prepare and just cleared my mind a little bit more, and it wasn't just a bunch of clutter thrown at me.
What does that look like? Are you going home and watching film in bed, or are you sitting here late? And what's it kind of look like?
Yeah, so right now I got a little time after this, and I'll go Mondays and Wednesdays. I have one class, so I get a little time in the afternoon to watch, and then Tuesday, Thursday I got a class all day, so I got to come back at night and watch. And we all got our iPads if we want to watch, check something out at home, and we're just laying in bed. So.
Is that kind of a personal endeavor, or do you bring people with you to kind of go through it with you too? Or?
Yeah, so that's one thing that at first, last year I would sit and watch by myself, but I've learned as time has gone on that watching with your receivers and seeing how defenders play you, I think it's been a lot more helpful for me to get in there with my receivers. We've done a lot better at that this year than I did in the past.
Speaking of receivers, Jason had 7 catches Saturday. I mean, with Wap and Luke out, what's it been like to see Jason kind of reemerge in the passing game?
It's really cool because we know what he's capable of. He's explosive, he's dynamic, and it's something that we've seen from him. And obviously in the past, way before all of his three knees, he was putting that out on tape, and he's doing the same thing. And it's crazy to see how close to that before his injuries that he really is.
You didn't get a chance to play with him last year, but you start to develop an understanding about what he likes to do.
Yeah, and he's really smart. His football IQ is really off the charts, and he does a good job of settling holes, finding windows, and beating people when he needs to.
All right, so you got the iPad. Be honest, do you watch film during class?
Yeah, I do. It's probably a bad habit, but yeah. probably
Is that one of the changes where you're watching film during class last year?
You probably got me in trouble there. But yeah.
Well, your GPA is still in good shape.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Peyton, the decision to go for it, I think it was 4th and 5 from the Rutgers 18. I mean, you were close to the end zone. I mean, as a quarterback, are you more comfortable, with that aggressive approach, or would you rather be more comfortable, or are you more comfortable, I guess, with kicking the field goal there and maybe having a more comfortable lead?
Yeah, I mean, we still would have only been up by 2 possessions, regardless of what happened. If we didn't get it or if we kicked the field goal, it still would have been a 2-possession game. So I was all for going forward on 4th down, being aggressive. We had moved the ball all the way down the field, and it would have been it was tough for them to go all the way down the field as well. So when you look at it that way, if they have to drive 80 yards and still a 2-possession game, regardless, I think I was all for it.
Looking at that Penn State-Ohio State game Saturday night, did it surprise you how many times McSorley ran the quarterback draw?
I mean, he played really well. I don't know that it surprised me because I knew he was capable of doing that. He's a tough dude, and he's fun to watch. Really fun to watch. So I think there's things that we can take from what Penn State did and try to implement that into our game plan.
You got your first Big Ten win against Rutgers, and is that anything worth reflecting upon, or is it just another?
No, I mean, winning. Yeah, anytime you win, it's awesome, especially in the Big Ten. On the road is our first Big Ten road game. So absolutely, there's a lot to be happy about there.
What about some of the young guys that had to play, Miles Marshall and Reese playing a little bit more?
Yeah, it's good. It was good to see Miles out there because obviously Reese played a lot, but Miles, see him every day in practice. He works hard, so it was cool to see. It's cool to see young guys out there.
Peyton, you have, I think it's 7 different receivers with at least 10 or more catches. How have you been able to spread the ball so effectively with that wide receiver group this season?
I mean, they make it easy for me. They just get open, and it's all about just finding the right guy. And we have a lot of guys. We have a lot of playmakers who can make plays for us. So it makes my job a lot easier.